I didn't get out there because I was brave. I got out to fight police brutality because I thought they wanted to know. I was out there to tell them what was going on. I actually believed in the police. I taught my children about officer friendly. And when something went wrong like that, I thought going to them would solve the problem. I didn't know it would make it worse. So I didn't fight because I was brave. I fought because I was scared. And the more I fought, the scarier I got, because I found out just what they would do. And my son told me one time, he said, "Mom, leave the police alone, they'll kidnap you." I said, "What?" I thought he didn't know what he was talking about. I thought I was their hero. It's amazing how they can sit in those courtrooms and lie from the front to the back and get away with it. But the thing that bothers me is ordinary people don't know what's going on. Because you cannot learn the course by going to one case. You got to go and be objective. You got to go and listen. And when you see the difference they do when they pass the law, how they do us compared to other people. If that don't cause you to get involved, I don't know what will. See, I end up going to see a lot of things happen because I would go to so many cases. I would follow up with all the guys, and what would happen is I'd go to one courtroom and I'd hear the lawyers talk and the judge, and by me going there and getting there early, I'd hear the case before the one I came to see. Then I'd hear how they treat them. It's all just a game. They don't care. They don't have no respect for us. They don't have no feelings for us at all. They don't see us as being human. They have found a way to legalize their lynching. They just do it with the approval of the people. And we don't have knowledge enough to know what's going on. There's some good people, and we need them. Yeah. We don't just need people who have been hurt. We need people who are standing on the outside looking in. And you see them doing this to people. You know it's wrong. I have seen young men who said, before I came to death row, that they didn't like black people. They say, you made me like black people because I listened to you talk to everybody. And that's what it's about. And that's when we have a prayer and God limits us to all these, my God, precious Jesus and all that. He said, just do our Father. He's all of our Father. He's yours and he's mine. That means we're all God's children. We deserve to be treated like everybody else. This is wrong. I couldn't identify with slavery until this happened to me. I never understood slavery. But when they took my son and treated him like that, I said, this is what the slaves lived through. And I knew nothing about it. The only black I learned about in school was Black Sambo, and he didn't do nothing but eat pancakes. I didn't learn anything about my black people. And the things that my black family had been through when they came up here to Chicago, they didn't share that with me because it was too painful. They were ashamed of what had happened to them. They didn't want to talk about it. But my grandmother, who started picking cotton when she was 3, because she lost her mother when she was 3 years old. I lost my mother the same year. I was 3 years old when I lost my mother. And the privilege to be a mother was something to me I admired. I loved having children. And if it hadn't been for the economy and the way they was treating my family, I probably would be getting an award for having the most children. Because I really love having children. They're fun to me. I enjoy all children. Not just black ones. I love the white ones, the yellow ones, whatever they are. A child is a child, and you have a chance to put something in that child's life. But you got to live what you talk about. You can't just talk about it. You got to do it. When I went to death row, I thought I didn't know anybody on death row. When somebody was missing from the neighborhood, all I know is I didn't see them anymore. But when I looked around and got on the death row team to visit, I got off the elevator, and before I could get off good, somebody said, "That's Dise mother." I said, "Who is that know me?" He said, "I used to come to your house and you used to feed us breakfast in the morning time." I said, "I did?" He said, "Yeah, you used to give us farina." I said, no, it wasn't no farina, it was grits. Because that's what I was serving, grits and biscuits and eggs. And when a child was missing, I just knew I didn't see him anymore. But I should have got out then. That's when your fight should start. Don't wait till it happens to you or yours. Fight for mine like it is yours. I've been connected with law firms and everything, and I wonder sometimes why they don't help me. I said, what is it? I don't know what it is. Because what you do, if they give us a fair trial, we could win a lot of times. We don't even get fair trials. They don't give us the due process, what they call it. They don't give us that. And if we say anything, due to the fact we don't know that much about the law, they get away with it. If we don't have attorneys who care enough about us to go all the way, we're pitiful. Because we pay people to just go along with the system. We don't know they done went and had lunch and decided already what they're going to do to you. Due process, we don't get due process. Yeah. They don't use that on us. And we don't know any better. We don't know what to complain about because we don't know the law. I even went back to school so I could learn something about it. I was going to meetings and they would be talking amongst themselves. I didn't know what they meant when they said statutes and case law and all that. So I went back so I had some idea what they was talking about while I was in the room and don't know what's going on. Well, that's the way it is when you're in court. You don't have no idea what the judge is talking about. And he'll ask you, do you understand? You don't understand how to read to the third grade, in the third grade book, and he ask you, do you understand the law? How can you understand something that was written so you wouldn't understand it? That don't make sense. So what we need is, we need somebody not necessarily who look like us, but who have the heart of another human being. Just feel for me, not as a black person, a white person. Feel for me as a mother. Feel for me as someone who loves a child. I've seen people come out of the penitentiary, and some of them don't even know how to speak to me. I don't know whether I remind them of the days when they couldn't help themselves or what. But you would think they would be glad to see me. Because my son told me, he said, whenever you get on television talking about the policeman, he said, whatever I'm doing, they say, hey, Dise, your mother's on television again. He said, she's out there, she's trying. She's trying so hard. And the other mothers were encouraged to come out there and join me. And they did. But I think they're using this against me because I've been fighting so long. And now I'm 93, and I'm still fighting. I'm going to try to get my limbs together so I can go out there and do some more. Because I'm going to tell you what, we can't wait until the police get them. We got to get them while they're in the schools. The teachers getting them. When they deliberately teach our children that they're not worth this, they'll never be that and all that. We stand back and we got so much respect for the teachers, we don't say anything. We got to stand up for our children when they little. And then when they grow up, they admire you. My father was the king of my heart. I loved him. And they tear down black men, make them look small in front of their children. The black women, they stand by and see them do the men like that. I don't know whether to make them look tall or what. But some of us want to see our men look down on them. I don't know why they do this. Because there's some black men that want to be fathers. And the women won't even let them. They go along with the police on their side. So we got to speak up for each other. When you see somebody going through something and they don't know what to say, they don't know what to do, you got to speak for them. You got to help them instead of laughing at them and seeing them in a way that you're looking down on them. You got to try to lift them up so you can look up to them. We got to love one another. And when they say these different prayers, my God, my Jesus, all these different forms of religion, and all them sitting back, they even got it so religious people walk you to the death chamber. Do that make sense? That's pitiful. A man of God, and he walked you to your death. And the lawyer who worked for you and all other people in the courtroom, they sit there and witness you being put to death. They testify to you being put to death for something that they claim you did. They do something worse to you. They teach us to accept death when they do it. We got to stand up for what's right, regardless of who's doing it. We can't let each other be treated like this. We got to protect these children, because this is the new world. If we don't do something, it's going to get worse. And I used to think I had to go to certain people. You know what? I want to hear from anybody who's willing to speak up for me and what's right. Now, when I filed my complaint against the police, I'm going to tell you, I wasn't brave. I was scared. But I went for help, and then I got hurt. And I didn't know what to do. I was too scared to run back in, because that's the same place I just ran out of. But I want someone who has nerve to follow that book. I can't understand it. I went to school and got the degree to be a paralegal. But it's a whole lot I didn't learn. But I know one thing, I learned enough to know that my son did not get due process. I learned enough to know that the charges that he was charged with, they dropped all that. Solicitation, first-degree murder, and it's one of them. But what they did was, they changed it. They wasn't supposed to do that like that. He didn't get due process. And when he went to court, he didn't have an attorney. The first time he went to court, he didn't have representation. That's breaking the law right there. Somebody's supposed to speak up and present this stuff to him. I don't know the words to use. But it's some attorneys who know the words to use. They know he was supposed to have an attorney. They filed against him and took him to court, and then told the bailiffs that to give him time to get in touch with an attorney. He was supposed to have an attorney before he went before the judge. So they broke the law all during the case. I got proof of all that stuff. But I need somebody who will go with me. Somebody who's willing to fight for what's right. I understand you lose a lot of money when you don't do wrong, because wrong pays more than you get for doing right. But when you think about the Wilson brothers, they broke a lot of people into that brutality thing. But I'll tell you this for sure. The Wilson brothers were brutalized. But when their case came up, they didn't go to court because they had been brutalized by the police. They went to court because that hospital that they checked in wrote up that they had been burned with radiators and things. I filed against police brutality. And they put that on there. But they were charged with being burned. And the hospital help didn't want to be charged with that. So to keep it from being blamed on them, they wrote it up. And that made them question what they did to the Wilson brothers. So we got to help people. Even if they're ignorant and don't know, they can't read very well. But they know how to love. And if you see some of them, you'll see them. They don't have much, but the little bit they have, they be divided amongst them children, trying to do the best they can. They help us to stay down and then talk about us when we fall. So I don't know what to do. Like I say, if I can get my little strength back, I'm going back into the school and try to help the children. Because it's a saying about that. Lest we become childlike, we're going to be messed up. Because when children see they little friends, they don't care whether they dress is newer or better or not. They don't care if their face ain't clean when they lick on their sucker. They just give them a lick and don't worry about it. We got to start doing that too. We got to look out for one another from the bottom of our heart. We got to realize that injustice to one of us is injustice to all of us.